So you have a guy who ran his car into a group of protesters, had talked about wanting to kill protesters. No evidence that the victim raised his gun, a unanimous verdict, and yet Governor Greg Abbott wants to pardon Daniel Perry. Now, the governor doesn't directly have the power to do it, so it's now in the hands of the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles, which issued a statement late today. It said Chairman Gutierrez, the presiding officer of the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles, has received a request from Governor Abbott asking for an expedited investigation, along with a recommendation as to a pardon for U.S. Army Sergeant Daniel Perry. The board will be commencing that investigation immediately. Upon completion, the board will report to the governor on the investigation and make recommendations. Joining me now is Jala Washington, weekend morning anchor and weekday reporter at our NewsNation affiliate in Austin, Texas. She has been in court covering this case. Thanks so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. So is the expectation now that the Board of Pardons will move forward and recommend a pardon?
I would say that's definitely a safe bet, being the fact that here in Texas, the members of the board are appointed by the governor. Mind you, Texas has not had a Democratic governor in I don't know how long. So yeah, I think the expectation, especially since Abbott is asking the board to review it and then make recommendations, is that essentially Mr. Perry is going to be pardoned.
So who gets the final decision here? Is it the governor or is it the board?
The governor gets the final decision after the board makes recommendations. So it's a little backwards in this case because usually the governor is getting a case from the board directly, and then he decides whether or not he wants to pardon someone. Experts are telling us that this is the first time the governor actually brought a case to the board, asked them to review it, so that he could then grant the pardon. I mean, it's just, the process here in Texas, it has to go through the board first before it gets to him and he can make that pardon. But like I said, just kind of an interesting situation here where the governor brought the case to the board.
So you were in court covering this case almost every day. Were the people who were watching the case surprised by the verdict?
Yeah, they were. So Perry, when that verdict was read, I mean, he just completely broke down. He was sobbing. His mom was sobbing. Even Foster's family, I think they were surprised. And obviously it was the verdict that they were hoping for, but because it's Texas and you don't expect self-defense to not always win, it was very surprising for both sides.
So many believe that this comment, I want to play it from Tucker Carlson, is what spurred the governor to act. Let's listen.
To the sitting governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, to come on this show on Monday. And we wanted to ask if he was considering a pardon for Daniel Perry. But for some reason, Governor Greg Abbott's office told us he just can't make it and that we should talk to the Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton, instead. So that is Greg Abbott's position. There is no right of self-defense in Texas.
Is the sense there that that had an impact on the governor?
I think it's safe to say it very well could have. It's no secret. Governor Abbott spends a lot of his time speaking with Fox News. I mean, Fox News speaks to the governor more than local media here in Austin. In fact, we actually requested a sit down with the governor today to talk about this case. And we were referred back to his statement from over the weekend that, hey, if he's not available today, could we maybe sit down with him at a later date at his convenience, and we didn't get a response. So, you never know. Maybe it influenced him, maybe it didn't, but I think it would be a safe bet to say that it very well could have.
I'm going with very likely. Jala Washington, thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.